So my first question is, what are we doing here today at Crestwood High School?
We are having a memorial for the 17 victims of the Parkland shooting.
And how many people do you expect here this morning?
We had about 300 signed up, but we're probably expecting around 250, 220 to 250.
And one last question, why did you want to do the memorial for the kids in Florida?
For me, I think it's important because we don't want any more Americans or anybody period to experience what they experienced. And too many times after something like this happens, we just simply offer our thoughts and then we forget about the victims. But our purpose is we want to remember.
Those of you just coming in, we're going to fill in every empty seat.
Here on stage with Emmeline Winter. The purpose of our gathering today is to memorialize and remember the victims whose lives were tragically lost last month in Parkland, Florida. We would like to thank the faculty, staff, and administration of Crestwood for allowing us to host this event. And we would like to thank each and every one of you for coming to this event today. We ask that everyone be respectful and polite and respect the purpose of this event. We hope that by the end of this program, everyone here will know a little more about the victims of this tragic massacre and sympathize with their families and loved ones. And we must remain alert and do everything possible to prevent another event, because one life lost in a mass shooting is one too many. Today, we remember and honor the victims of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas school shooting. And it's important to recognize that many of them were the same age as many of us sitting in the audience today. Emma and I will read short biographies of each victim, and their picture will be displayed. Following that, we will have a 17-second moment of silence, 1 second for each victim. Once again, from the bottom of our hearts, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out here today.
Alyssa Aldeff, 14. She was described as a go-getter and a great soccer player. She took advanced classes and was destined for law school. Anything she set her mind to, she did. Her mother, Lori Aldeff, remembered her as a talented soccer player who was smart, had an amazing personality, was a great creative writer, and all she had to offer this world was love. Scott Bagel, 35. Bagel, a geography teacher, was killed as he tried to usher students back into his classroom when the shooting broke out. Kelsey Fred, one of his students, said, "Mr. Bagel was my hero. He's still and will forever be my hero. I will never forget the actions he took for me and for fellow students in the classroom," she said. "I am alive today because of him." Martin Duque Anguiano, 14. He was a very funny kid, outgoing and sometimes really quiet. He was sweet and caring and loved by all his family. Most of all, he was my baby brother, Miguel Duque, Martin's older brother. Duque was also a proud member of the U.S. Army Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps. The Army recognized Martin with the Medal of Heroism for the danger and extraordinary responsibility he took during the shooting. Nicholas Dworet, 17. Dworet was a swimmer at Douglas and signed early this year to continue swimming collegiately at the University of Indianapolis. He dreamed of making the Olympic swim team and going to the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, his family said in a statement released Friday. He believed he could accomplish anything as long as he tried his best. Aaron Faze, 37. Faze, an assistant football coach, was killed when he threw himself in front of students to protect them from oncoming bullets, according to the football program spokesman, Dennis Latillo. Faze suffered gunshot wounds and died after he was rushed to surgery, Latillo said. He died the same way he lived. He put himself second. He was a very kind soul, a very nice man. He died a hero. Colton had a 17-year-old junior who had a close relationship with Faze, told CNN. He saw the coach running toward the sounds of gunshots. That's Coach Faze. He wants to make sure everyone is safe before himself, he said. He made sure everyone else's needs were met before his own. He was a hard worker. He worked after school, on weekends, loaning bonds, just helping as many people as possible. Jamie Gutenberg, 14. Abby described her niece as an intelligent and feisty girl who wanted to be a mother and a therapist. She was a pretty girl with the world's best smile, and her soul was sensitive and compassionate. She always looked out for the underdog and the bullied. Luke Hoyer, 15. Cousin Grant Cox called Luke an amazing individual, always happy, always smiling. His smile was contagious, and so was his laugh. Hoyer loved basketball, video games, chicken nuggets, and anything sweet, said his family. He loved his family, his dogs, and his friends. Cara Loughran, 14. Cara danced at the Drake School of Irish Dance in South Florida. Cara was a beautiful soul and always had a smile on her face, the dance studio said in a statement. We are heartbroken as we send our love and support to her family during this horrible time.
Chris Hickson, 49. Chris was married and had a special needs son. His wife, Deborah, had just described Chris Hickson, who was the school's athletic director, as an awesome husband, father, and American. Every one of those students he thought of as his own kid, she said earlier. Hickson, 49, would give students rides or lunch money, and, if they needed it, open up his home to them. He just loved being around kids and giving back to the community, Deborah Hickson said. A naval reservist, Chris Hickson deployed to Iraq in 2007. He loved being an American and serving his country, and he instilled that in our kids, she said. Hickson was also the school's wrestling coach, something that was his passion. Gina Montalto, 14. Gina was a member of the Winter Guard on the school's marching band. Adine Minoff, a close friend of Gina's, said she was a go-with-the-flow kind of person. She was outgoing, athletic, and always wanted to try new things. She was probably the nicest person you'd ever meet, Aiden said. High grades and school involvement were a huge part of Gina's life, her parents said. Joaquin Oliver, 17. Joaquin was born in Venezuela, moved to the United States when he was 3 years old, became a naturalized citizen in January of 2017. His interests were football, basketball, and the Venezuelan national soccer team, urban graffiti, and hip-hop. An Instagram post dated December 31st was his final social media post, a message to his girlfriend, the paper said. Thank you, Lord, for putting a greater blessing than I could ever imagine into my life this past year, he said. I love you with all my heart. Elena Petty, 14. Elena's family said she was vibrant and determined. She had volunteered after Hurricane Irma hit Florida in September. Elena loved to serve, the statement from her family said. She was also a part of the Helping Hands program of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Elena, 14, was also a member of the Junior ROTC at her school, a leadership program taught by retired Army personnel. The Army recognized Elena with the Medal of Heroism for the danger and extraordinary responsibility she took on during the shooting. Meadow Pollard, 18. Meadow, 18, had been accepted at Lynn University in Boca Raton. Meadow was a lovely young woman who was full of energy. We were very much looking forward to having her join our community in the fall, spokesman Jamie Diarra said. Everyone should know how great she was, said Jake Mason, her cousin. She was a beautiful girl, inside and out. Curtis Page Jr. said, Curtis Page Jr. said, Helena was a smart, kind-hearted, and thoughtful person. She was deeply loved and loved others even more so. Though she was somewhat reserved, she had a relentless motivation towards her academic studies, and her soft, warm demeanor brought the best in all who knew her. She was so brilliant and witty, and I'm still wrestling with the idea that she is actually gone. Paige said she hopes others can be inspired by Helena's life, well lived no matter how short. Alex Strotter, 14. Alex participated in the school marching band and orchestra, playing baritone in the former and trombone in the latter, the Sun Sentinel reported. I felt he really had a bright future on the trombone, Alexander Kaminsky, director of band at the Parkland High School, told the paper. Alex loved his family and his friends. He idolized his big brother. Alex attended Eagles Landing Camp with his friends. He had so much fun hanging out with his friends, playing Nerf basketball in their dorm room and trading fat hands. Carmen Skintrop, 16. Carmen was one of the 10 students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School to become a National Merit Scholarship semifinalist. Sharp, huggable, and quick with comebacks, Carmen loved to make people laugh, friends and family said in social media posts. Her parents' statement described their daughter's desire to become a scientist. She wanted to become a medical scientist and discover a cure for horrible diseases like ALS, they wrote. She was going to change the world. And last but not least, Peter Wayne, 15. Peter had been a member of the junior ROTC program, and his parents owned a restaurant in West Palm Beach. Kelsley and other friends said Peter was shot while holding a door open to let fellow classmates run to safety. His selfless and heroic actions have led the survival of dozens in his area and his class. The U.S. Military Academy at West Point awarded Peter the prestigious academy on the day of his funeral. It's where Peter dreamed of attending. He could have been in the class of 2025. The Army recognized Peter with the Medal of Heroism for the danger and extraordinary responsibility he took on during the shooting. Those are the 17 victims of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooting. Those are the victims, and those were their stories. Now, we'll honor the victims by having a 17-second moment of silence. Thank you.
This is just one of the 215 school shootings since Columbine, and these are just 17 of the 280 lives lost. They were daughters, sons, brothers, sisters, fathers, and husbands, but most of all, they were innocent. The victims and families they left behind did not deserve this, so we will honor their lives and fight for the right to learn without fear. April 20th marks the anniversary of the Columbine shooting. Join us in a call to action. Do everything you can to stop this from happening to anyone else. We require a change. No more thoughts, no more lives lost. Together, we can make a difference.